Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Richard E. Castro. We're having a good show tonight of the Speak Your Mind show, the show that's your show, the community show, the show that brings information to you that you normally wouldn't have without the show. Of course, we intend to reach the citizens of this country from Anegada all the way to Josh Van Dyke. And we're here to, in some instances, touch on issues that are not normally talked about or acted upon in the community. So I have with me tonight a guest. I have Sasha Wen, really the Miss World BVI for the year 2015-2016. You want to give everybody a shout out and tell them good night and tell them what a wonderful show we're going to have tonight?
Good night, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me here tonight.
Of course.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Mhm.
And it's going to be a very good show tonight.
Okay, we're going to explain to the viewers out there a bit about what the show is all about in terms of the format of the show, what the young ladies in the show accomplish by being a part of the show, and we're also going to talk about some opportunities that are out there, and of course it's an annual show, so we're also going to talk about the fact that it's going to be coming up soon again.
Yeah, yes, it will.
Okay, so, well, I think by now everybody know you by seeing you now, right? And of course, the Miss World show was an experience for you.
Awesome experience.
An awesome experience.
Experience that I would never forget.
Okay. You want to tell the audience a little bit about some of the interaction you had with the other contestants and the support from the people that took pictures and put stuff up on the web and all that stuff in your presence?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, as soon as I got off the plane in China, you were greeted like you were one of them.
Okay.
And I felt very good, because it's like when you go to a different country or when you go to a different state, it's like you feel different. But when I stepped into China, I felt at home. Not only because of the people, because of also how Sanya was looking too. I felt really at home, honestly. And as soon as I got through with the bags, pictures, paparazzis, I felt welcome.
Okay. Okay. Part of your reign as well has to do with your platform, which you've been working on for the past months.
Yes.
And I've seen the news that you were in the news very recently working. You want to tell the viewers about it as well?
Yes. Well, firstly, my platform is on the differently abled children within our community. And I feel at times they tend to be shut it out from our community. And I want to be that voice for them so that they can feel welcomed, they can feel normal. Because at times people tend to shun them out because of how they look, of how they speak. And I just want to make them feel special. That's why last week I donated some toys. And also in the month of December, before I went to China, I donated some books also.
Very good. Very good. That's differently able students project.
Yeah.
That you're working on. Okay. And that's with the S.N. Ritchie
As in
school?
Henley, yeah.
S.N. Henley Ritchie School specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it also goes worldwide too. I would also like to go worldwide also.
Okay, let me ask you now then. Comparing your Beauty with a Purpose with the other contestants, Beauty with a Purpose, it fit in really nicely with that, or there were some others that were very interesting?
Well, each one is good of the contestants. We all supported each other 100%
Okay.
on every platform that we had. One was domestic violence. The other was healthy eating.
Okay.
The other one was, I can't remember the other one.
But there were quite a few.
Yeah.
And they were all pretty interesting. I know it was a bit challenging for me looking at it, because I know some countries have a lot of people, right? Like India, and so if you have a platform, to walk your platform, it probably affect more people in a country that has a lot of people. But still, I think
because
you should be commended for your platform, because it's a need. It's a need in our community.
Yeah, because most times in the big countries they would actually do like earthquakes, especially in Africa, feeding the needy and the poor.
Right.
So I feel that my platform is like totally different, because I didn't really hear anyone talking about dealing with autism or differently able. So I felt good about myself.
Okay. Very good. As you could see from some of the photographs that we're showing while the show is going on, you had a marvelous time. I would say. Yeah,
a whole month of fun.
A whole month of fun. Okay. One of the things I spoke with you before coming on the show was the fact that this type of experience for a young lady is a one in a lifetime experience. But it's also an opportunity. It's a promotional opportunity. It's a developmental opportunity. I mean, you grow.
100%.
And I want you to talk to our audience a little bit about that.
Well, going abroad, I never been to China before in my life. I always wanted to go to China, but back then I was like, okay, how am I going to get to China? It's like so much money. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but God has his way of how he'll show up in situations. And when I entered the show and they said that the prize is you're going to Miss World in China this year, I was like, okay, let's go up in China now. So when I went there, China is a very difficult country, because it's hard for people to understand you.
The various dialects.
Yes, very hard to understand. So it's like every day when I had breakfast and lunch and dinner, or even going out to the events, even to take a picture, like they don't really understand how to say, can I take a picture? They would just shove the phone in your face and be like, picture. Or it's also when I'm eating and I'm like, can I have a spoon, please? They watch you dead in your face, like, what are you talking about? So you'll have to go to like a next table and pick up the spoon and be like, I want this. So
that must have been difficult.
It was kind of frustrating.
Yeah,
but I got a hang of it, to be patient with it.
Okay. So that was that part of it. What about the part about personal growth, about development?
More etiquette.
Okay.
More etiquette. I never used to really eat with forks and knives.
Okay. Yeah.
But I learned from some of the other contestants how to do it.
And then there was the having to present yourself multiple times.
Yes, every day. Those girls were wearing full-on makeup, and I was just I just want to get up out of bed looking. Well, you still want to look good, but you get all this time to put on this extra foundation and concealer. And but it was fun. It was really.
You traveled around quite a bit in China as well, right? I think you guys went to about 5 different cities.
Yeah, it was like different areas, but we flew 2 times.
2 times, okay.
I think it was in Pingtan and Haikan. I can't remember the other one, but I remember Pingtan.
Okay. And of course, you've been to Beijing and you've been to.
No, we haven't been. We
Yeah.
haven't been to
You
Beijing.
didn't go to Beijing.
No, Beijing is the big city.
It's a big city,
They try
okay.
to like
Keep you in the
keep
other,
us in the civilized
in the other
area.
areas. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but China is pretty massive. You know, it's pretty
Very
big.
big.
Pretty big country.
Mm.
Different food, different language, different
Mhm.
money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I didn't know that parts of okay, I was in Sanya
Okay.
when I came back and I had to change my money,
Mhm.
and I was in LA and I wanted to change the money. I didn't know that it was two types of.
Of
I think it
exchange.
was Hong Kong money and Sanya money. I didn't know. I thought it was just one money.
Okay. Yeah. That's one of the advantages of traveling. You know, you get first-hand experience
Mhm.
with a number of things. You know, language,
Yeah.
food,
Mhm.
money,
Mhm.
and you have to. Sometimes you have to learn on the spot.
Yeah.
You know,
You have
yeah.
to learn on the spot.
Yeah, and you have to be able to change and adapt real easily or real quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show your independence and your responsibility.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you had a a marvelous experience by being Miss World BVI, and the fact that you was able to go and represent.
Yep.
You want to talk a little bit. I'm doing more of the talking than you know, Sasha.
How?
But anyways.
My throat getting dry. You're saying.
But anyways, I want you to talk a little bit about the singing, how you captured the audience.
Well, I was nervous. Well, I
Okay.
wasn't really all the way nervous, but but it's like because we're in different sections
Okay.
by our country names.
Right.
So A's and B's and C's would be like the first section, and then continuous and continue.
I was wondering how come they had girls grouped with other
Group with
other
because
girls.
of the countries, because they
Okay.
can't put all of us
Oh, yeah, that's
together
true.
one
Yeah,
time,
it
because
was-
I think it was 114, 15 or 30 something,
Okay.
around there.
Okay.
So we had the first audition for our section, and I was so nervous because I know that people will come with extremely different types of talents. I
Yes.
know opera singers
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I'm not really more of an opera singer, but I thought that I would have gotten further with the opera singer. But I was like, no, Sasha, stick with what you know
Okay.
and do your very best.
Be natural.
Yeah,
Okay.
be you. Because if you don't be you, you end up like
Yeah,
a
you're
hot mess.
trying to be somebody
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So when I sang the first time, I got recognition.
Okay.
Lots of recognition. Most of the girls was like, "Oh my gosh, Miss PVI, Miss PVI, happy birthday, boyfriend." So then we had they don't tell you
Okay.
at the moment when you're going on to the next round. So I was still nervous because I didn't see everyone else's performance, the other groups.
Okay.
So the other day, I think it was the following day, they just call out the different countries, but we didn't really know what it was for. But in my head, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm going on to the next level. So when we go into the ballroom now, they said, okay, congratulations, you guys are now the top 30 finalists. And I was like, yeah. I felt overjoyed.
Okay.
I was overwhelmed by it.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So the singing probably gave you an edge.
Yes.
So, word of advice for future Miss World BVI, young ladies.
Guys, be you.
Okay.
If somebody tell you to do something different because it might be bigger
Mhm.
and better,
Yeah.
but stick to your normal self.
Stick to your normal self.
Stick to your normal
But
self.
Sasha, we're having so much fun, but you know the sponsors that make this show possible require us to take breaks from time to time. So we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're right back with you after a short break. We were having so much fun, we almost missed the break, but we're right here with you. Sasha, I want you to tell our audience about the upcoming Miss World contest that we'll put on sometime later on this year, and that we'll be looking for a new set of young ladies. And any advice you may have for persons who may be interested in in having this type of an experience.
Okay. First of all, if you love community work, not much people like community work, but
That's right.
if you love community work and you also love to help others,
Right.
Miss Wall is the place for
And
you.
you have talent.
Yeah, and talent also.
You have talent, right? Okay.
Yeah, because we did a lot of charitable events.
Yes.
We did a lot of community work
Yeah,
also.
you sold a lot
So-
of paintings. I saw some.
Yeah,
That's
you have to
one-
be very active. You
Yeah.
can't be lazy. You have
Right.
to be active at all times. We woke up. We had to wake up. We had to be ready for breakfast between 6-7 in the morning.
Okay.
So we had to be prepared. I had to get up. Me and my roommate had to get up like around 3
Okay.
to get prepared. But sometimes we would come home at like around 11, 12. So it's kind of hard when you
Yes.
you don't really want to wake up with a sleepy face, but
Yes.
you still have to look fresh
Yes.
for your next event.
So you needed to get your beauty rest.
You need it to get to. When they tell you to go to sleep, go to sleep. Do not stay up on your phone
Yeah.
because you will regret it.
Yeah. Okay. So with the upcoming show, I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear more from Damien on this when we get closer to that. But any advice to the young ladies who would be interested?
Well, always have an open mindset of charitable events.
Okay.
Especially, Miss World is just all about charity and giving back to the
To
community.
the community. Okay.
So
With the beauty and everything else.
yeah, it's
go-
not. Yeah, it's about beauty, because that's
Okay.
why it's called beauty with a purpose.
With a purpose. Okay, good.
You're not just
Okay.
good looking because you're good looking.
Okay.
You also have to have something within you.
Okay. And the community path, I think, is where, the young ladies show their differences. Being able to plan your purpose and to demonstrate your purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. So good. I mean, I hope this is an eye opener for our viewers out there to know that it's not just the swimsuit and the
No,
and
it's
the
not.
evening gown.
No, because
you know.
we were supposed to have the swimwear segment,
Yeah.
but they completely took it out.
Okay.
So they weren't. We weren't sure if we should bring the swimwear or not. But I was like, okay, let me just bring the swimwear just in case.
Okay.
But they took it completely out. Like they're not even focused on that at all.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you have to have your platform well developed,
Yeah.
and you need time to do that. I was speaking with you about what I perceive as a missed opportunity, and I explained to you what I was saying. I think when we have an ambassador like yourself going abroad, there's a missed opportunity if we don't capitalize on that by making you a full ambassador, meaning that you're well briefed, right? You have all the trinkets and the support necessary to show your best, and I think that is something that we as a country need to work on to better.
Better
To better represent
our ambassadors
the-
too, because I feel they have a mindset of it's just a pageant.
right.
That is just a pageant. It was
Yeah.
just a beauty contest. You just walk up and down in a bikini, feel pretty, all glamorous. But Miss World is not all about that.
Okay.
It's not all about that. Julian Marley, the
reigning.
no, not the reigning,
Which one?
the founder
The
of
founder. Okay.
of the Miss World committee.
Yes.
She does not like jeans.
Okay.
So we had to wear like leggings or stuff like.
Leggings.
She doesn't like jeans. She doesn't like extra high heels.
Okay.
She doesn't like that. She just likes you for your personality.
Okay.
She's not all about the glitz and glamour and the big earrings and the makeup and the. She's not like that. She loves simple, unique looks.
Okay, so that's some more advice we're giving to the persons out there, because
Yeah.
this is a show that's been on for many years, and probably many more years to come. I've been hearing about this show from a long time, and I think it has developed to a very high standard over the years.
I feel so too.
And it is understood because many countries send representative or
Their
contestants.
best of their best.
The best of their best. Okay. All right. So, any other advice you want to leave with our viewers concerning the upcoming activities that you may be having before the end of your time?
I might have. Well, I will. Sorry, not might. Well, this week,
Okay.
the Essen Henley is having a spelling bee contest.
Okay.
And the same books that I gave to them, and
Yes.
also the toys, that
Right.
would be the gifts also for those that win. I think I'm doing a cake for them also to make them feel welcome, because when I stepped in last week, their eyes just brightened up. They was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Miss World." I didn't really know that they would remember me, honestly, but
Okay.
when they said, "Oh my gosh, that's Miss World," I was like, "Oh," like I felt very touched.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, that's good, because sometimes we go about our daily lives
Yeah, and not really thinking of what life could really
of the
be.
differently abled students and their
Children too.
and
Yeah.
well, children and their challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important, I think, to show that Beauty with a Purpose
Mm-hmm.
can fulfill those needs of other persons other than those of us who are
Yeah.
able to do
Yeah.
normal functions daily and get by, and with the various things that we do.
I mean, they can do things,
Yeah, I'm familiar.
just at a slow pace, and then you have to just be very patient with them. It shows you how to be very patient.
Yes. Yeah.
Patient.
Well, in my line of work, right, I have to deal with that type of issue, but from an accessibility point of view. In other words, you have to be able to provide access in buildings and stuff like that, so that they don't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't usher them in through the back door.
No.
Okay. So you could see that could become a very complicated issue.
Yeah, it will. And
Yeah.
I just want to touch on why I also chose the
Okay.
platform, because I have a cousin
Okay.
who has Down syndrome,
Okay.
and ever since he was since he was born, I asked my mom, because I never saw a full developed Down syndrome person
Okay.
before, and I asked my mom, why does he look like that? Not in the sense of like why he looked like different. It was like why his eyes is different from ours,
Okay.
because they have different features.
Different
like you didn't
features.
actually see that a child has Down syndrome. So I was like, Mom, why does he look like that? And she was like, he has Down syndrome. So I looked up on what Down syndrome was, and it was from since then I started to help. I mean, I always used to help him because I used to babysit him also.
Okay.
But I just helped him because my mom is also a teacher.
Okay.
So every now and again, I would go to the school. Every time I come to the school, he would run and he'd be like, Sasha. Because up to today, I saw him today
Okay.
when I was going home. My
Okay.
aunt gave me a ride, and I
Okay.
saw him, and he was like, Sasha,
Mhm.
what going on? Like they know how to talk. Like people think that they don't know what's going on, but
Yes.
they really do. Like they have common sense.
They're people
a
too.
lot of exactly.
Yeah, people too.
Exactly. They're just like you and I. They're just
Yeah.
different. They're just not developed.
Yeah. And I think we sometimes we don't pay as much attention as we should
Yes.
to these type of issues. And it's sad, but that's also one of the reasons why the alignment of the Miss World with the Beauty with a Purpose is so important.
Yes. It's also to help the community.
To have the community.
And also to help the world.
Yeah.
Also.
All right. Well, I think we've been doing good so far. We had the numbers up there in case anyone wanted to call or text. The numbers up there: 300-1949 if you want to call, or 300-1950 if you want to text. It's a open show, and you can ask my guests if you have some burning issue.
Oh my God.
that you want to talk about a pageant. Go right ahead, or if you want to congratulate her, I think you deserve high congratulations for the way you performed and the way you conducted yourself.
Thank you.
I think I wasn't there. I was on the internet looking at the the different segments, because the website was really helpful.
Yeah.
Stuff came up like instantly, and
it was consistent.
It was very consistent. Yeah, it made me feel like as if I was following,
a part of the program.
Following it.
A part of the program.
Following it, but.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if other persons were as busy doing that. Oh, and that brings me to another issue. There were a lot of persons who were visiting the website and commenting on the various things what the contestants were doing, and it showed like the numbers of persons that were going and saying that. So that's another aspect of it that I think all people could become a part of too. They could go to the website and they can
show like the support and
yes,
the comments.
And show exactly
like
and show the comment, and you could see how it was leaning towards certain countries.
You could see it. You could actually see it.
Yeah, and I think to sensitize our people to get suave, with the no, it's a thing of the time. When an event is happening, there's social media. Social media isn't going to go away.
is the number one
It's
thing.
not going to go away, right? It's in education is being used now, right? I mean, you may have a part of a course that you may have to go online and do part of the work online. So it's going to be an everyday thing, and we have to sensitize persons in our community that they can show support for a talented person like yourself, although you're not here. If you're representing abroad.
Make it better if you're abroad.
Make it better.
Make it better if you're abroad. Like show your best support.
Yes.
Even if.
Although we don't have the numbers like some countries.
Yeah.
But still,
at least show some support. You get some recognition when like you comment on stuff. They'll be like, oh, Miss PVI is popping. She's going good.
Yeah.
So they look at stuff like that. They look at your support from your community
from
also.
Your community, yes. I realize that.
They do.
Yeah. Well, I think we put a lot of stuff out there, and it's up to our viewers out there now if they want to follow any of this. Of course, we also have jtvlive.net, which is the website that for persons who don't have cable, or for persons who want to look at the show, some other time after the show. This is a live show, but after the show, there's jtvlive.net, and you can go there anytime, at your leisure, and you could pull up the show and you can look at it again, or you could WhatsApp it to your
WhatsApp?
You could send it to your friends, and they can have the same experience of the the information that is shared on the Speak Your Mind show. So, I'm really glad that you were able to come and share and explain to persons your experience that you had, and the experience that other young ladies can have as well if they, follow in your path.
Yeah.
It's okay. Any lasting things you want to leave with our viewers out there?
Stay focused.
Okay.
Stay focused, and also do your very best at everything that you do. Okay. Everything that you do, you always put your A1 in everything that you do, and also be you, and don't try to be anyone else.
and the upcoming events, in terms of preparation. I'm pretty sure we'll hear more about that pretty
Coming up soon.
Okay.
Coming up soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Miss World BVI, Sasha Wintz, and as usual at this time, the sponsors that make the show possible is asking us to take a break. So we're going to take a short break and we're going to be right back with you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with you after a short break. Of course, the Speaking Mind Show, bringing information to this community and keeping you informed with things that happen in our community that you're supposed to be a part of. And my other guest here with me tonight is Mr. Damien, and we're going to talk a bit about the future or what, things to come with the Miss World BVI. And of course, the footsteps that anyone would have to follow in now, Sasha Wintz. There's some, they're there already, and you just have to look at it and emulate it, improve on it.
Yeah.
Whatever else you could do.
Sasha has left a very large size 8 shoes for the next young lady to fill.
Okay. But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Okay.
I think we have done well the past 3 years.
Okay.
And we continue to grow. And she has done a remarkable job. And I want to thank you for shedding some light on Sasha's effort in China.
Okay.
In playing her role in supporting the BVI, in representing herself as a young woman, and flying Virgin Islands flag high in China. And by the way, around the world.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's amazing that she was able to do it from my perspective, because I spoke with her, on a one-on-one basis, talking about the actual experiences that she had, and I know a little bit about show business, and I know it can be very challenging.
Extremely challenging.
It can be very challenging.
Extremely. And take Sasha for example. Sasha decided that she was going to run for Miss World. And she took a month to prepare, I think a month, or maybe 3 weeks. Then she ran, and she was successful.
Yes.
And then she had another month
to prepare to go off.
To go off to China.
Yeah.
And
busy schedule.
Busy schedule. But she handled it with such grace and charm.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that we had her. I'm also grateful that the country was able to be proud of what Sasha has done.
Yeah. I was also saying that that I was going to encourage you to beg, borrow, ask for more community support, because you need it.
Right.
I'm dead serious. You need more community support, because we are not in this position by ourselves. All the other countries of the world is doing the same thing.
Yes.
And to be able to stand out, you have to have some minimum support. Some minimum amount of how should I put it? You need a media. You need the media presence. You need the other things that could position a contestant.
Yes.
I'm going to put it in the terms of the show. You're going to need that contestant to put the best foot forward with the necessary support.
Yes.
It's an ambassador position.
She's an ambassador, the young lady who represents Miss BVI at Miss World or Miss Universe are brand ambassadors for the country.
The serious
ambassadorial positions
on a world stage.
Absolutely, and it's a global platform. Miss World is the most watched show globally. It's
Okay.
even, it carries a global audience larger than that of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And that's the power and reach of the program. And so when you see the VVI flag on that stage, millions of people
I've seen
are
it.
seeing it. And so it would be nice. And you tell me to beg, so I have no problem begging. So we have, before I do that though, I must say, Courtney, we
Yes.
have had support.
Good.
And the BVI audience is becoming more aware of the power of such a platform and the impact it can have on our economy, which would be a positive one. And I think once they are becoming more aware, and I think we needed to do a better job at educating the community
Yes.
on what this is. It's not just a young girl wearing a crown.
Right.
It has evolved to something much larger than that. And once we do our part in educating the community, the support will come, because we have had some support, and I'm grateful for the support we have had so far. And I say thank you to those of you who have supported. But
Okay.
it cannot be too much.
Yeah.
The media, we need you. We need you, Courtney.
Yeah.
Because when you position that young lady, the other countries, their local media
Yes.
make the world think that that's the best person out there right
That's
now.
the only person out there.
The only person out there, and they push their young lady.
That's
They give her global press. And remember, we're in a global market now.
Yes.
So every little thing, Miss Russia did this. The Philippines, they have it down pat because they blog, they vote, they
do everything.
Yes, and Miss World has a multimedia segment to it, where they look at your social media support,
Yes.
your Facebook likes, and your Facebook posting.
Yes.
We didn't get as much. We get some,
Mm-hmm.
because when Sasha won, we were 10,000 strong on the Miss World Facebook page.
Okay.
And I think we have gone up to now 15,000. So she did pull in some
Pull in some
support.
more. Okay.
But it's not a true reflection of the support that we can provide from home.
Yes.
Because she got support from America, Guyana. And,
Yes. Yeah.
so I agree with you. We can do more. And I just beg you, as Courtney asked me to, please, as we go forward in getting young ambassadors to go out and represent our territory, let us all come together to ensure that she has the best support out there. And like Sasha mentioned before she came off, it feels good when you see that support coming from home and you're away representing home.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's look like I got one person is texting us and says, well, sir, them men all over tonight. That's one of your fans. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good that you could multitask and move from one place to another. I'm hoping to do that one of these days.
Well, yes.
But as we were saying, it's really important the national support, and it also builds confidence in the contestants.
Yes.
And that goes a long way when you're away from home,
Yes.
representing, and you know that, look, the people who you're representing are 100%
Behind you. Yeah.
It's really important.
What other countries have been able to do, because pageantry is not just in the BVI, pageantry
Of
in
course.
general is a controversial program,
Yeah.
and we always go in cheering for somebody to win.
Yes.
And there can only be one winner, unfortunately.
Okay.
And so, because our community is so small, we get sidetracked by the fact that my girl didn't win. And so we don't understand that, okay, yes, she didn't win, but we're moving on now to an international platform. What can we do now to throw that same support behind this young lady now who is going out there? And I think we need to move away from that,
Yeah.
so that we can now make sure that once they're out there,
Yeah.
they know that we're home and we're sending our love to them.
Yeah. And the support is so important as
Yeah,
far as the whole. Remember, it's not another thing. A lot of people feel that these pageants are a one-time event. Like you go and you get on the stage and then you come back home. It's a long process. It's a number of activities, photo shoots, dinners.
Yes.
Shopping. Thing.
Yeah,
It's a lot, and it all adds up.
It's a work in program.
It's a working program,
Yeah.
exactly, and I think that we need to have more of this type of exposure for the community.
Absolutely.
To let them know what actually happens when the person is away from here, so that they can have a better understanding
Of what's going on.
Of what's going on.
I guess Sasha, Rosanna and Cassandra can come back now and they can say to these young ladies who will be vying for the next title,
Exactly.
this is what you should expect when you go out there. This is how you should behave, because remember, you're not just representing you, you're
No.
representing an entire nation.
Right.
And so I think this is an opportunity for them now to come and give back and help the program to grow. We're still a young program,
Right.
and once we get the support from them who have gotten the experience and the exposure, then the next young lady will go more prepared
Right.
and be better equipped.
Definitely, I think so. Speaking about that, though, you're going to be talking some more about that as time goes on. I'm pretty sure,
Yes.
because you have a little bit more time this time
Yes.
around.
Yes,
To plan.
To plan, yes.
And to make it all happen.
We're currently inviting young ladies who are interested to
Okay.
come forward, because we're going into our training program next month.
Next month.
So for
Okay.
young ladies who are interested, even if you don't know yet if you want to actually compete, but
Yes.
you want to see what the program is offering, you
Right.
can come, get the training, see if it's for you, and then make a decision whether or not you want to go forward to the competition later this year.
Right. A bit of advice too for young ladies is if they know these ladies, if they know Sasha and Cassandra and them, they can talk to them
Yes.
as well.
Go to them, talk to them.
On a personal level,
Yes.
on a one-on-one level, so that
Yes.
they can get first-hand information
Yes.
about what their experience was like,
Mhm.
and then they can sort
Yeah.
of
And another thing we encourage is the young ladies who may have run for other pageants before,
Yes.
don't be shy in
Right.
running for Miss World or Miss BVI. And if you were not successful, feel free to run again. It's
Right.
okay. The young lady that actually won Miss Philippines, she ran for the Miss Philippines title, I think they said 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
And then on the last time she was successful, and now she is Miss Universe.
Miss Universe.
You don't give up just because you didn't win.
Mhm.
You know, if you're passionate about it and if you see it as an avenue to advance yourself, don't give up.
Right.
You know.
She must have a lot of tenacity though, because that was some trying time to the end of that show.
Well, yes, yes,
It was really that was really something else. I was watching it myself, so I know it was really something. Well, Damien, I wish you all the best. I think you're doing a good job. I think you can't do it without all the
support.
the
No,
support,
I have a team.
and you can't do it too without without the community support that I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
You have to get more, get a little bit more active in getting that support.
Yes, I think I need to do my part, because once the community realize that we are serious, we're not just asking them to come on board.
Yeah.
We are asking them to
be a part.
be invested in something that is going to benefit a young lady and eventually the community.
Right.
Yeah.
And as I was saying to Sasha earlier, right, the fact that the whole organization, right, Beauty with a Purpose, it's focused, and it helps tremendously to me, because it's not just something about the Miss World, but it's
No.
also about your community
Yes.
that you live in,
Yes.
and how you can change your community
Yes.
by being a pageant
Contestant,
contestant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha has, coming up shortly will be the awards dinner and handing over of the checks to the
Okay.
charities that we have
Okay.
chosen. But in the meantime, I'm so impressed with Sasha. She continues to raise funds, she continues to get books, toys,
Right.
and she gives back. And she is going to the Islin Henley Rocher School
Yes,
to make
yes.
sure she reads to the kids. And
Mhm.
I'm so
Mhm.
full that she continues to do that. It was not just about going away and taking a trip.
Right.
She is invested. She's a true ambassador of the program, and I'm so happy that she has done such a good job.
Yeah. Well, I think it leaves a good impression in the community for other persons to try to emulate exactly what she did. You can. It's all documented. You can. Someone can take a fresh look at it
Yes.
and do the same or do better.
Yeah, and to this day, Rosanna continues to be a voice for cancer awareness.
Definitely.
And Cassandra continues to be a voice for autism.
Yes.
So even though they may have had a short stint in representing, but at the end of the day, they didn't just leave it after they gave up their crown.
Right.
They continue to be voices and champion for causes.
And they're also very active in the community,
Very much so. Very much
in the
so.
community as well. I know Cassandra. She teaches as well. So, you know, that's a whole set of interaction with young people.
Yes. Yes.
So it's,
She's giving back.
I think it's good that the Miss World the whole pageantry about the Miss World thing. It must have been difficult for you to take it up, but I think it's moving places.
It is, and I must say it's a team. The Flack sisters, they're on board.
Okay.
The Omi squad, they're on board. Gilda, everybody.
Well, I know you can't do it by yourself.
No, you can't. It's an
hard
entire
work.
team.
It's hard work.
Cherise, you
It's
know,
hard
everybody.
work.
This year, Andy jumped in, and he was just
they said there's
excellent.
no business like showbiz.
No business.
But it's hard work.
Yeah. And I would be ungrateful if I sit here and try to take all the credit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You
No,
know,
definitely.
The BVI stepped up, and I'm just a channel.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do my part, and I'm gonna ask that we treat this from here forward. We treat it as a national thing, and
Thank you.
look at the support side of it. Right? It's very difficult to put a young lady out there in a foreign country without 100% support. I think. But and that builds over time. You're not going to get it in the first year.
Right.
But as we do more education and making people aware of the importance of it, and so I can see it, developing into something much more than what it is right now.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. And hopefully one of these days I can hand it over to one of these former queens to carry the mantle forward.
Well, even better than that, I know in some other countries, the country depend on these people to be in charge of the tourist board and in charge of
They're real brand. Right now, Miss Jamaica World, she placed third in the international competition.
Yes.
She's now in Uganda, because Miss World flew her there to continue some charity work. You know, and that's the thing with Miss World. Once you make it to the top 5, you get to travel around the world with the reigning queen.
Excellent. And something that I saw at the show as well with the auctioning, that's an excellent way for locally for us to get involved as a community.
As a community. And the local business got exposure because
Exactly.
Flaxcraft gave us this lovely jewelry piece, and they were promoted on that platform.
I saw that. I saw that.
And I was adamant to ensure that it was a local business. I didn't just want anybody to donate. You know, the year before we got a resort, then Cassandra got Bamboo Shade to donate a lovely vase, so that our local product
is
can
out there.
It's
out there. That's excellent. That's really what my impression of tourism exposure is all about. Where you take your experience and you explain it to somebody else. And in return for them doing the same thing to you.
And I would just like to quickly say thanks to the BVI Tourist Board who came on board with us this year, the Ministry of Education and Culture, Honorable Alvaro Maduro Keynes, Lime, and Honorable Dolores Christopher, everybody, Caribbean Insurers Limited, all our sponsors who came on board with short notice and ensured that we got our program done and the young ladies went off with full representation. It was just great. Thank you, everybody.
Well, on that note, we're gonna have to wrap up. But I'm glad I was able to have you and Sasha, because I think it's something that this community really needs to, to support, one, and two, to be more educated about the whole process. And I hope that we were able to do that tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I usually say thank the guests that I had on the show, both Sasha and Damien. And as I usually say, God bless these Virgin Islands and the beautiful people that live in it, and I'll see you again next week.